Well, hello, YouTubers. I know everybody's wondering what's happened to Jim. Why isn't he sailing? Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on. The boat was registered in the Sailing Doodles, so I was no longer going to operate the boat as Sailing Doodles, so I'm going to change it back to Y boat. So I had to go put in through the process of doing that. It cost me an extra $250, and so I've got the documentation changing over. It took 3 months to get the documentation from the Y boat to Sailing Doodles, and I was hoping it wouldn't take 3 months to get from Sailing Doodles to Y boat again. But it didn't quite take that long. But in the meantime, took a little trip to South Carolina. Had an enjoyable time out there with Jenny's son Chris, which he's a chief in the Coast Guard. Um, Jenny had a hip replacement, and I told her, I've got some free time, so I took her up to Charleston, South Carolina to see her son. And while we were up there, we went and saw the angel tree, which is interesting. I've got it on this episode. Now, this is a female tree.
How do you know?
Because just get an idea how big this tree is. This thing is really big. Yeah. Wow. It's huge. What an unusual tree. How old do they figure this tree is?
1,500 years old.
Uh, Seriously?
Are you allowed to sit on it and get a picture?
It looks like a lot of people have.
Now, wonder what they've done here.
Talk about unusual. The branches are going into the ground, running across the ground, coming up everywhere. This thing spreads out everywhere. 400 years old.
Here, I'm going to get on the other side of the branch and let you see them apples. Let me sit on it.
What do you want, this in the back?
I want one of these. I will. Oh, okay.
Well, if you're there, I'll take a picture of it. I'm saying, this right here looks like a little branch.
Is that a big tree?
No.
It's not. You seen one bigger than this?
It's a big tree.
Huh?
It is a big tree.
It sure is. It's a little bit bigger than you are, isn't it? Look how long this branch is. This branch runs from here all the way up to that tree right there. Incredible. So it's always nice to have friends in the Coast Guard in case I get in trouble out there. Anyway, just been working on the boat. I had to take the cabinet out to get my freezer in. And I had to rework that, and I didn't want to butcher up my cabinet. So I took some plywood and made a new cabinet, and then I decided to make it like my kitchen countertop and put stainless steel on it. And I looked everywhere for stainless steel. Home Depot, Lowe's, you name it. I looked for it, searched it on the internet. I'm like, where in the world can I get some stainless steel to go on the top of this, glue on the top of this plywood? So finally, there's an old shop here in Jackson called Carl Sheet Metal. I stopped in to see them, and sure, no problem. Hey, what size, what thickness, you know, we will look and everything. They fixed me right up. $53. Cheaper than I could have bought the stainless steel for out of Home Depot. Went and saw Paul Gore, a friend of mine in Clinton, Mississippi, has a sign company. Did you airbrush these? Lionel
Yeah,
Richie?
back in the my airbrushing days.
Man, that's a good job. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, I did that about 3 years, and yeah, it was at a time in my life when I should have been out chasing nookie, and I was at either the t-shirt store at Metro Center or at North Park. I could usually do a portrait of somebody in an hour.
So how long you been in business here?
Well, you know, I started this when I was 14. My daddy was looking at me. He was looking at me having a car and having expenses. And when I was 14, he took me out and gave me some brushes and sat down and gave me a couple of days of instruction, and then took me over to Mr. Hanna's New York Life Insurance Company over on Highway 80 in Clinton. That would have been 1970, and that was the first professional job I had. I painted school buses on Saturdays, and I could get $50 for a bus, 1969. That was a lot of money at that time. Yeah, I had way too much money for a 14-year-old. It's rare that I do that hand painting anymore. But,
Jody sent me a postcard in the mail. It said, "Permission to come aboard, Captain." She's ready to go.
Yeah, that's one thing good about our lives together. She's always been ready to go. Had never complained. You know, I like to go to archaeological sites in Central America. So she'd go sleep in a hammock up in the rainforest with howler monkeys and jaguars growling. I never complained. Not much anyway.
Oh, she's a camper, man. I tell you, she's something.
We went out to Banco Chinchorros, which is a little coral head, well, it's about the size of Continental Island, on down the Yucatan, off of a little fishing village called Ixtlac. And It's beautiful. No, there's no tourists out there hardly. Just us on a boat with a guy named Rosie who had the boat, and it was saltwater boat. It was all the way out there. It took a couple of hours to get out to Bunko Chinchoros to scuba dive. So we caught conch and had a wonderful day. But
Alright, you got me fixed up, huh?
we'll get you a bag. Carry this in. You got the technique.
I've known Paul since childhood. We actually built a Rogallo hang glider one time. Do you still have that picture? Where's that picture?
Right here.
Ah! There we are. I hope this shows up good.
There's Jimmy way back there.
How old were we then? I was about...
You were 17, I think you were 16 and I was 19. We're 2 years different.
Yeah.
And there's me.
And there's you up in the air. What did we call that? The Spirit?
Uh-huh.
And did that with Visqueen? What was that?
It was Visqueen.
Yeah.
I went out to a construction site in the middle of the night.
But it worked good. Here's the track team running.
Somebody had to go cover the lumber up again.
Everybody's pulling, and here's Paul flying. And of course, here's a little orb that was up there.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's an advanced civilization keeping track of aeronautical developments on the planet Earth.
Yeah, they were really keeping track of this situation. That was out in the field here in Clinton, Mississippi. That was back when we had really, I think my waist size was like 27 or something.
Yeah.
Which is a far cry from 42 that I got now. We took his van, had the thing on top. We went out to Fort Hill over here in the military park in Vicksburg, which is one of the highest points between New Orleans and Memphis. Did you know that? That's one of the highest points between New Orleans and Memphis. So anyway, we get out there, we're unloaded, we had it all together and everything, and here comes a park ranger up. What do y'all think y'all gonna do? Well, we're gonna fly this over. Oh no, you can't do that. And so we had to pack it up and move. But I'm sure that guy probably saved one of our lives.
If there'd been an updraft and it carried us out in the Mississippi River, it would still be out of the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. Watch out there for fish.
Oh man, I tell you, we were crazy, and we were like young and daredevils. Nothing would kill us. He helped me do the vinyl lettering. When I did get the documentation back, I had to have the toll number, the hailing port. So I had to get all that done. And what else? Oh, there's just a lot of stuff. Oh, the water maker. Yeah, on the water maker, I had to go in there. Saunders Yacht Sales, or Yacht Works, actually. They handle the Aqua Mini water maker, which is what I have. And I went to them to see what it would take to get it fixed up or whatever, or if I could get parts or what have you. And they said that I would have to get the serial number and model number. And I went in there and just looked everywhere for the serial model number. I finally found it underneath one of the plates in there that held all the gauges. So I got a picture of that and took it down there and managed to get an owner's manual with expanded view. I'm going to have to dig into that and get the parts and find out what's wrong with it and get it working to have a nice water maker. But I think I'm going to save a bunch of money rebuilding that one instead of buying a new one. Those things are very expensive. I think around $13,000 for one like that. So, Paul and Jody Gore want to go with me on our first trip. I've got a situation where I've got to wait for the low tide. The lowest tide that I'm going to have during this time of the year is going to be May 20th. And with the cycles of the low tides, and hopefully, as long as the wind doesn't blow from the south and keep the tides up, I could probably get that boat out from underneath the bridge. I'm a little worried because I didn't realize that the tides come up during the springtime and it's a little tougher to get it out from underneath that bridge. I don't have a whole lot of clearance. So, anyway, here's my video. I hope you enjoy it. I'm not going to do the opening intro that I usually do with the trumpets blowing and all that. I'm just going to talk. Oh, that's another thing. YouTube has decided they're not going to pay me for my videos anymore because I don't have, I think it's 2,000 subscribers. And so they've quit paying the little measly amount of money that they pay, which is only $1.50 per 1,000 views. And but you know, it's just so chintzy. And what else? Oh, I don't have any Patreon subscribers, so I'm not making any money for doing these videos. Hopefully, when I get sailing and going places and doing things, which I am ordering a drone, and I'm trying to get better equipment and things like that, and all this stuff costs money. I want to tell you, it's a lot of work to put these movies together. It takes a lot. You have no idea. I'm just getting things done, is all I can say. I'm just getting things done.
It'll be hard to shampoo my hair.
Go
This
ahead.
lighting it might be pretty rough, but I'm going to give it a try.